has been 8 years since the launch of the first Nintendo Switch. And a lot has happened since then. I mean, PewDiePie hit like, 100 million subs on YouTube. And then GTA 5 is available on like 3 different console generations. And now today, the Switch 2 is finally being released at some point this year. And for some reason, people are still mad. Like, I don't understand why they're so mad. Like, it's a 2. It's supposed to be the sequel to the Switch. Like, nothing's gonna be too crazy. It's just gonna be like a refresh. They're just gonna make sure all the components are just up to date. And so developers can have more tools to use under their belt. Sure, we technically had the OLED version, which is kind of an upgrade, but I need something more substantial. Like, I'm gonna need some serious horsepower because I'm tired of playing Tears of the Kingdom and having it lag like crazy when I'm just trying to play the game. It's such a shame, because the game was really good. And the only thing that was holding it back is just the performance on the Switch that I bought from like day one. And now that the Switch 2 is coming out, I'm kind of excited that I'm able to play that game and probably some sort of consistent frame rate. And if I'm lucky, maybe even 60 FPS. Yeah, I know I'm kind of pushing my luck, but they haven't really released anything specific in terms of specs in the trailer. The big things I could see from the trailer itself is that there are 2 new charging ports, a bigger screen, which probably implies that there's a bigger battery. I also saw some magnetic controllers that are substantially bigger, and also a new and improved kickstand. And they also told us that we can play some Switch games from the old Nintendo Switch, so we got that to look forward to, and we can also play some just Switch 2 exclusive titles. There's all this weird part about the video where the mouse is doing like some Tokyo Drift type shit. And a lot of people are speculating about what this feature could entail. If I had to guess, it's probably something similar to like the Legion Go, where you can turn part of the joystick into like a flight stick hybrid mouse thingy for like some FPS games. But honestly, it's still a mystery, and we won't know too much details until like later this year. I kind of noticed that the Switch 2's design looks a little close to like the other handhelds in the market right now. I kind of wish they got stuck with those like bright ass colors they use from the side of the controllers. Like, it was cool in my opinion, but I don't know. To me, if something was not broken, I don't think it needs to be fixed. So I don't know why they had the urge to just kind of follow the trends here, but who knows. They were technically the first handheld console, so I guess they can do whatever they want. In terms of what the Switch 2 is capable of, Linus from LTT, aka the guy that you saw from The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, he actually pointed out that it will be on par with like a base-powered PS4, and you might have some ray tracing and possibly even some AI upscaling. This is all leaks though, so I don't know if this will be the case, but this console is like the worst kept secret in history. Just like Obama's last name. And I'm a simple creature. For me, I don't really care about the specs. The number one thing I want from the Switch 2 is just 1080p with constant 60 FPS. I don't give a fuck about no 4K bullshit. Like, I just want solid 60 FPS in 1080. Like, that's it. Like, I don't even care if it's in handheld mode. Like, I just need 1080 60 FPS, even if I have to dock that shit. But let's say the console is capable of 1080p, docked, or undocked, whatever. If we take that and put it into like handheld mode, I feel like there should be a setting where you can turn down the graphics to like 720, 30 FPS to like conserve battery. Like when I had my Steam Deck, I was able to extend my playtime by keeping the FPS locked to 30. So I'm hoping that the Switch might get like a low power mode to kind of let us play for a lot longer. Because if you take some international flights, those flights get pretty long. And if they don't have any outlets to plug your Switch in, you're kind of cooked. I also hope that they make the Switch 2 screen OLED by like on the base model. But knowing Nintendo, they might charge extra money for that. But what's probably most likely going to happen is they're going to have 2 tiers. One is like the budget tier or whatever you're going to call it, and then the OLED version. And then they're probably going to charge some price difference with that. But if they do that, please just have it come with like a carrying case or something. Because like the Steam Deck OLED comes with a case, and that's kind of cool. But on my part, I think that's just wishful thinking. Like, Nintendo can basically do whatever they want because they know they have that kind of like stranglehold on the industry. So they're probably going to give us some excuses to give us less. Let's be honest. And since the Switch 2 has a bigger screen, I'm hoping that it comes with significantly longer playtime since they're probably going to have like a bigger battery, Joke's on me, the battery's bigger, but it's just the same battery life as the old Switch. But if the rumors are true and that it is packing the same power as a PS4, the battery's probably going to be a lot bigger. But I'm really hoping that the battery is not less than the original one. Like, that's the bare minimum I'd want. I either want the same performance on the Switch 2 compared to like the original one, or probably even surpass it in terms of like battery performance. And let's not forget the most important thing I want from the Switch 2, and it's non-drifting Joy-Con. Like, that would make the Switch 2 actually a good successor to the original Switch. Because I've broken so many controllers. Like, when it happened to me, I was just being dumb. I just decided to raw dog the controllers without like a case, and I would just stuff them on my backpack. And guess what? I had stick drift. That's what my dumbass gets for throwing them bitches in my bag without a case. So I'm hoping the Switch controllers have a little bit more durability, because Switch controllers are expensive, man. I'm not trying to buy like controllers annually, like it's some kind of subscription services. Like, one should be enough, but if you want me to buy more, just make cool collabs or sick colors, and then I'll be forced to buy some. I mean, not really, because I'm pretty cheap, but for the other people, this works. Just not me. Sometimes. The last thing I'd really want from the Switch 2 is that it should cost the same as the original Switch, which is $300. And if Nintendo just decides to price this aggressively, then most people will probably go with the Switch 2 for their handheld gaming needs because of the price and then the kick-ass exclusives they offer like Zelda, Mario, Splatoon. Like, their games are pretty good and enticing enough for a lot of people to buy. So let's say if Nintendo does this, the other handhelds in the markets might be cooked because nothing will beat that in terms of like performance and just first party games. How is this good for us? Well, it's going to force the other companies to either try to price their handhelds more aggressively just to compete, which means cheaper handhelds for us in the future. So in my opinion, I think it's a win-win for the consumer, but I don't know. I'm not an analyst. I'm just some nerd on YouTube that just like to speculate about this stuff. But I know one thing for sure, we'll probably know more stuff coming up soon, probably in March or April, whenever that happens to be. But if you guys have any conspiracy theories regarding the Switch 2, comment down below and tell me what you're thinking. What features do you think it might have, or what cool stuff they might add to the Switch 2? Like, tell me your thoughts down below. If you guys liked the video, go ahead and like and subscribe. But that's all I got for you guys today. I'll see you guys in the next one though.